welcome to Sex and Intimacy. I am Divine Imoke with me,
Queenette.
On this, we'll be giving you some tips to know if your spouse is cheating on you. We have 6 tips for you today to be discussing. And let me look at my pretty lady sitting next to me. Please, have you been cheated on?
Times without number. Yeah.
Okay. How do you get to find out?
Okay, I found out by checking his phone.
Number one tip to know that your spouse is cheating on you is his phone, his mobile phone. A lot of things happens there, and sometimes we're ignorant about it. If your spouse sees his phone as a personal thing.
Okay, the phone issue now, it's something that is very huge, In time past, each person's phone belonged to the person, but in time past, each person's phone belonged to everyone, you and your partner. But these days, every man to his own phone. Keep your phone to yourself. And there's this saying that is ongoing that the more a woman checks her partner's phone, it's like onion. By the time you open, yes,
comes flowing.
Yeah.
Okay, but that is number one sign. When your spouse's phone becomes his or her personal, too personal, personal but too personal, then please check it out.
Sorry to cut you short. These days, especially some men are very, very smart. The more you check their phone, you don't get to see anything. They are very, very smart. They delete everything. Sometimes they spend most times in the car. By the time your husband stays so long in the car before coming in, just know that there is something going to the recycle bin. And of course, that recycle bin has to be deleted, So I'm just counting you on that.
Yes.
So, although some men, you can still check their phone, you find out that, this one is cheating.
Okay. Thank you. Now, the next one is he spends less time with you. When your spouse is seeing someone else, he tends to spend less time with you, because before now you notice that you both spend time together. He's always wanting to be there with you. When he goes out, he calls you more often to know where you are, what you're doing. He always wants to hear from you, but suddenly,
of course, you can't be in different places at the same time. Something about relationship that has to do with commitment, and of course you are committed, you have to be there. You need his presence, he needs yours. And if he's seeing another person, of course he has to divide from that time.
Divided attention.
Yes. So he has to give you, of course you aren't going to get 100% attention anymore. He has to give the other person bits from it. So you get to find out that, Lagbaja is cheating.
So that is very important.
And sometimes they come up with excuses. It's the day's activities, the job, traffic, especially if you live in this part of, Nigeria, Lagos. Of course, there's all for you. Just pick one.
Just pick one.
If you want to say traffic today, fine. Another thing might come up. There are always excuses.
Yes.
But just get to know that he will not give you that time. He's not going to spend quality time with you.
So look out for that. When your partner begins to spend less time with you, then there's another one there. Another is there's a distinct change in his schedule,
Of course, it's just like the first one. He's going to come up with something. Because he's going to come up with something. He wants to see someone. He has a meeting, and that time you begin to notice he has so many meetings to attend. Yes. He has to look for a way to cover up. That's just it.
When that begins to happen in your relationship, please just put your eyes down that
something is wrong.
Is wrong somewhere before you'll be sorry. The next is you notice suspicious cell phone calls, cell activity. For example, yes, your phone is your phone, yes, but you notice that he's always on it. When he's bathing, he's with his phone. He's always chatting. Yes, I've seen. There's a friend of mine. How she got to know that the husband was actually normal. The husband she really used to know was that she noticed that anywhere he's going,
he goes with
his phone. And because it's not always like that. Do you even if he's bathing, the phone is there before his phone is always there
Because
and
he's
when there
trying
is a
to
call,
protect
he will tell you,
something.
babe, please check who is calling.
Before now.
Yes, before then. But suddenly his phone, in fact, she said he got to a point he places it under his pillow.
You should not go and get cancer.
So he got, and that was what got her like, what is happening, babe? What's going on?
Okay.
And that was the sign she used to know that something was actually going on.
Okay, you're not far from the truth. If your partner start cheating, of course, these days, how do you communicate? In time past, it used to be letters.
Yes.
Then you just keep your letter, you write to a loved ones and all that. But this time around, the fastest way or the accurate way of communicating with someone you love, you don't love, your business associate is your phone. And of course, there's something in that phone. If he has to take that phone, some of them even fabricate lies. Oh, there was one time they say, one of these banks said someone's girlfriend. He say, oh, whether it's what's this bank? First Bank is texting my babe that can he start coming? How can First Bank start coming? And that's it. Okay, because there's something attached to that phone, he begins to hide that phone.
Yes.
Even when of course, these days, let me tell you, men are very smart.
Very, very
with
smart.
the people they are cheating, sometimes they tell you, I am married. From this time to this time, you can call me.
Yes.
But once it's this time, I am home. Don't call me. So if the babes also know that, this world is something different. So you know that, from this time to this time, I can give him a call. So you may not even find out. You may not find out that he's cheating through his phone, with his phone,
Yes.
It's not easy for you to find out that way,
Okay. That is that for now. We'll still deliberate more on that in our next time. He doesn't talk to you about his deepest feelings. Relationship or love builds up or grows when you both share your deepest feelings.
When the feeling is divided, it's not for you again. What does he have to tell you about something that is not for you any longer? He doesn't have that feeling for you like before. Even if he has that, he should not go and overtalk and now mention his babe's name. So that's thing. He's so concerned about what he talks to you about. So he does not subconsciously give you an hint that there's something wrong with,
You notice he becomes too mute, more or less to himself. When you ask him a question that has to do with both of you, and it's like, yes, he goes over it, like to brush it and you forget about it. He's not into your discussions anymore. Then you notice that there is something wrong. And he becomes too secretive. too secretive.
Like I said before now, what is there to tell you when you're not in someone's life? I am doing something wrong. I don't have to tell the world that I'm doing something wrong. I keep it to myself. So he doesn't have to tell you so many things, because it's supposed to be a secret. He's cheating. So, that's just it.
Wow.
We've come to the end of this edition, and you'll be getting more tips from us. Yeah. Right now we say bye from this angle.